Hello there, I'm Leo Waldock for Kit Guru. So Fractal Design is running a promotion where they give away some of their products to you, the reader or viewer, and you do your own reviews, which means that you get to sit in my chair. So here are some hints and tips from me to you. Video is a lot like photography. The basics are you need a camera. This happens to be a Panasonic GH4, but clearly your choice of camera is up to you. It so happens Panasonic do pretty good video for a stills camera. You could quite reasonably use something like an iPhone to do video. There's no reason why you can't do that at all. As to whether you could easily repeat shots and such like and get the repeatable look, that remains to be seen. But it's certainly plausible. You don't necessarily have to spend a fortune on a video camera. You need lights, you need somewhere to sit or somewhere to be. You need to be able to put your products down. If it's a big thing like a case, I find it's handy having a turntable of some sort because going is a bit awkward. But you've seen all this if you watched any of the videos we've done. That's all fine. Two fundamental differences between video and photography. With photography, you can be either portrait or landscape. In video, you don't want to do portrait. One thing goes on YouTube or Vimeo. It looks absolutely bizarre. Hold the camera the right way around, people. Also, as you're bound to have the thing in a tripod of some sort, the business of portrait landscape tends to go away just because it does. The other thing is audio. I'm using a lavalier microphone which is plugged into a preamp which is attached to my camera, and that works absolutely fine. It captures my voice nicely, it cuts out ambient sound. On the other hand, if I want to show that a particular case is noisy or the effect of some fans or some such, then you need to do something about that. Now, if you use the microphone that's built into the camera, or indeed add a little sort of shotgun mic to it, then you're catching all the ambient sound around you. You get the echoes from the room and stuff like that. If it starts raining, you can hear the noise. That's not good. The postman comes to the door, dogs start barking, neighbours kick up, whatever. This all distracts. Clearly that can all be fixed in editing, but who needs the hassle? Much better to do your voice properly, and if you want additional ambient sound, record that either separately or simultaneously with a second microphone. It's all very dull, but these are all the details that make a difference. With the product itself, and obviously you can look at any number of reviews I've done of cases over the last little while. If you've got the camera looking at you like this and the case is here, then the fact is you can see the case but you can't see any details. So you need to either come in close, in which case I'm being cropped out and you're losing the head and such like, or you have a second camera that's showing the details. How you do it is up to you, whether you want to be in all the shots, whether you want to do it in one take, or whether you want to have a series of bits you cobble together. That's up to you. It is actually entirely valid to do a sort of a stop motion series of photographs and put a voice over the top. It doesn't necessarily have to even be a video, although the effect will be moving pictures with voice, which is kind of much the same. But the way you go about it, there are a number of ways to skin this particular cat. I am of the opinion that there is no such thing as a wrong opinion, provided you say, this is my opinion, I don't like the way this thing looks, the thing's a bit flexible, and so on and so forth. As long as you separate facts from opinions, you generally won't go far wrong. But that in turn implies a bunch of assumptions. This case is for home theatre, it's a gaming system, it's a bit cheap and cheerful. You also want to avoid generalizations. All of the products I've seen from manufacturers such and such are cheap and cheerful. It looks to me like they haven't spent a lot of money on this. Well, how do you know? It might be they spent a great deal of money and ended up with a thing that looks like that. You know, it's best not to go making assumptions. So this is what I think of this thing. This is the reason why. That's entirely valid. For me, doing this thing, it's great. For you, it might not be. That's also valid, but you want to avoid hedging your bets too much because generally most products, they have some strengths and some weaknesses. And if you end up with that, on the other hand, it's all right. So an opinion, not necessarily over the top. You haven't got to jump up and down about it, but come to a conclusion. On the other hand, facts are facts. If a case supports a 360mm liquid cooling system and you say it only supports a 240mm liquid cooler, then you're wrong. If you say the fans spin at such and such a speed and they spin at the wrong. But when it comes to things like drive bays, how many drive bays do you want? Well, that is very much a matter of opinion. For me, 3 is fine, 4, 5, plenty. 6, 7, 8, I don't need them. Optical drives, Depends actually. My opinions on that one changes. Some people cannot live without an optical drive or two. Other people, they use Steam. They just couldn't care less about having a whacking great big drive bay at the front, messing up the front of their PC. That's an opinion. And it also comes down to how you're going to use the thing. So cover the basics. Decide how, in this instance, a case is likely to be used. Are there any unique selling points? What are the options? What do you think about it? You can't avoid price, but the problem is as soon as you pin down a price in a review or a video, and if they then change it, then the basis of your review shifts slightly. So the difference between a case that sells for £80 against £100 against 120, it is valid, but you're a fool if you hang your review on it, because if they slash the price tomorrow, your review goes up in flames. Been there, done that. So I would say have an opinion, have a firm opinion. Make sure the punters can see what you're doing. More pixels, good. 720 HD is okay. Full HD is better. 4K is over the top. Keep the camera straight and true. Decent lighting, nice audio. Speak clearly to the camera. Try and remember the name of the product. You'd be surprised how tricky that can be. Some of the product names are not too bad written down. When you actually try and say them out loud, that can get awful. The Fractal Design Define R5 is embedded in my mind. But there we have it. So this is Leo Warder for Kit Guru, and I hope that was of some use to you.